Hey guys, welcome to the day one of this 30-day email breakdown challenge. So I'm Leonard, and today we'll be breaking down Ben Setter's email. I took one of his story-based emails, and I decided to break it down right in this challenge because I think there's a goal for you business owners to take away from that. Yeah. So if at any point of time if you can't see my screen clearly, or that you need more time to reference to the email, you can always download the copy of this markup down at the description below. Yep, so without further ado, let's dive into it right now. So the subject line, the M word that brings businesses infinite joy and happiness. So I didn't make any markups for this because I think that it does well to pick or to raise curiosity, and definitely it's definitely punchy to make readers to make audiences to click on to the subject line and into this email. So I think it's perfectly fine. But the next that's one thing, and the next thing about subject line is that your body copy must align with your subject line in order to make sense, right? So that it doesn't seem clickbaity. Yep. All right. So that's for the subject line. So let's dive into the first sentence. All right. So the first sentence: a reader opines about an email I wrote highlighting my most favorite word. Okay. So he didn't use any salutation or what, hey, hi, dear, or all these things. He he dived right into the point, which means he didn't so from my understanding, he didn't want to waste any time saying those hey, dear, hi, all these things, all these salutations, because it distracts his audience. Maybe his audience is this kind. Yep. And and maybe you can try in your business this kind of style of starting without any salutation. Maybe it works better than having a salutation. Yeah. So for story, I'll recommend not having salutation because it drag your readers into the story right away. So instead of having your readers to stop for a moment and say and read the word hi, hey Leonard, or something. Yeah. So without salutation, it drags them in right away. Yep. Okay. So the next point. So he goes on to say to review the word no right away, which is the lead. And in the book Make to Stick, cheap and then health, or keep emphasizing this in one of the chapters. They said bury don't bury the lead, which is what Ben Setter is doing here. He avoided burying the lead by revealing the lead upfront, of course. Yeah, and he goes right away into a story that he extracted from an email reply, which is a pretty good strategy as well. That I really think that you should do it in your business. So here it goes. Okay, although I have been on your list for 15 months or maybe longer, I've never understood deeply why you say no in your emails, and most of the time blah blah blah. Okay, so you can read all this by yourself. So I just want to summarize this part is that um he uses the strategy of extracting stories from email replies. So for example, so how you can do this in your business is you can do this in the same way, but so this way is by he the way this reply comes out to be is like he's praising Ben Settle for his email. But let's say if you gotten a complaint email, you can always turn that complaint email into a positive way that you can also send to the rest of your list. So no matter what kind of feedback you are getting, negative or positive, you can always turn it into something positive to your the re- to the rest to the rest to the rest of the audience, and of course offer them an offer at the bottom. Yeah. And also this is an act of picking valuable stories for your audience. Yes, as I said just now. And okay, so after that story right here that he extracted from one of his email replies, and he went on to give more context about the lead, which is the power of the power of saying no, which is the hook right here, the lead which is as known as the hook. Yeah. And then he give more context to the he linked the story back to the subject line, which is bringing business infinite joy and happiness. So in this part, he said, you also find out who the backstreet crazies are. So consider me. Okay, so this part explains basically give more context to why the power of saying no is good. It's awesome in a way that it helps businesses to reduce stress and trouble serving serving customers that they don't want. Yep. So this is about the power of polarity as well, by pushing people you don't want to serve and attracting those you want to serve. Yep. And okay, so he said, but it gets better. Besides no, okay, so he said that besides the word no, there is an even powerful way to use this concept. So what he's trying to do here is to give more context in order to transition to the offer. So what's more powerful there, right, is in the offer. So let's see. Something I very feel I can think of to so especially in the direct response marketing world, a way that roots out the crazies, attract the buyers and winners, and identify those who will be more likely to betray and turn on you. Okay, so he's giving the context of the even more powerful way to use this concept of saying no. Okay, so let's go on. So instead of revealing this more powerful way, he asked his audience to find out themselves in the paid newsletter. So as you can see over here, and you can read about that, which is the more powerful way, starting on page 12 on in the October issues. So in case you're not familiar with Ben Setter stuff, he has this newsletter called Email Players Newsletter, which is a paid newsletter where you pay month over month, and he send you the physical copy of the newsletter. So he's talking about the issue in October, and he's revealing the page number. So the by revealing the page number, it also increases the specificity of the way he's talking about. So he don't just say that he'll be revealing in the October issues. He specifically noted that he's revealing it in page 12 of it. So let's say if you are selling a course, then in a particular video, and let's say the video is an hour long, and let's say your audience is very particular on that small part in the entire video. You definitely don't want to explain the entire video because it seems very overwhelming to your custom not your prospects, yeah, prospects. So maybe you can pick up that one part and then put a timing beside it, so that they know specifically where is it. So it doesn't really matter before they buy, but specifics, but by being specific, it really catches their attention, and it also enhances credibility as well. Yep. So which is what I think is not bad, is quite good of is a great strategy as well. So the next sentence, you can also get a full story on the nut job. So full story, you can go also get a full story. So he's opening up the curiosity gap by spilling some beans that he's telling stories in the issue. And and the next part of the sentence is, if I hadn't put out what he was with a simple application of the word no, would have certainly been a nightmare customer. So he restated the importance of saying no. So what this sentence means is that he's telling a story of how no repel a nightmare customer. So he's indirectly enhancing the power of saying no. Yep. And he's also lifting up his offer by saying, you don't typically learn this info in a from a book or course, just raw experience. This makes it more premium to in his prospects mind, his audience mind. And okay, so the way he closed the deadline to get the October issue is almost upon you. So here's the link. So notice here he's not hard selling or forcing his audience to buy or something, because he knows the value in he knows the value in playing long term. It's kind of like treating this as a long term game. If you treat this as a short term game, so you will keep pushing them to buy your stuff. So it's like 50% discount, or is early bird discount, or what, or ending soon discount or something. So this discounts, right, will just make them feel that you don't respect them, and you don't respect your products, because you're keep giving promotion for that. So by not hard selling, just doing a pure reminder. So it's just like, okay, so I have this product. Okay, if you need it, go get it. So there's no hard selling here, because the story and the transition, the context that he's giving here is already, it's pre-sold to the audience. So the audience is really pre-sold to him, so he doesn't have to hard sell anything here. So that's why I strongly encourage you to use stories in your emails, because it really connect with your audience and relates with them, and this makes selling easier. Yeah, because we all know that selling is the way to impact your audience, right? So we must sell, because that's the only way to impact your audience, yeah, with our products. So yep, so that's how you close, and with a name Mansetter, that's all. Without those funny address or sell it or sign off or anything. Yep. And so just a summary notes, as we say that the lead here is the power of saying no. And okay, so that's the lead, and let's move on to the problem. So if you notice in this email, if you were to download it download a copy of for yourself, you can see in this sentence. Okay, here, right here, would have certainly been a nightmare customer. So this is his problem, and like the problem that he is facing when he's just I'm not sure if he's just starting out or during his journey. Yeah, or is probably during his journey. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and then nightmare customer. The way he said that, this the power of saying no makes him uh makes him avoided nightmare customers. So I'm assuming that the problem that his audience is facing is having to deal with nightmare clients. So the power of saying no will solve this problem. Yeah. So, and thirdly, breaking false beliefs. So, as Chris agreed, Chris, okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but it's Chris. He's a founder of Aussie Media, and what he say is like, in every email is about breaking false belief, which I totally agree. And I think the false belief here is that people always think that saying no is a bad thing. It's bad thing for them and for their business, but it's not true. So this is one of the point that Ben Setter is trying to break in their one of the false belief that he's trying to break in his audience mind, which is that saying no is not always bad for them or their businesses. Yep. So two things good about this email. So the power of picking up gold from your audience and turn them into your marketing asset. So the way he grabbed this entire uh, email reply and turn it into a story for his another email, which is this one. Yeah, is very smart in creating a marketing asset for his own business. Yep. So be it is a praise or a comment, a complaint, or there's definitely a way to make it profitable. As I said just now, no matter if it is a negative or positive comment, just take it and find and be creative and find ways to turn it into uh, a profitable, not really campaign, but a profitable email to not only sell but also let the audience know more about you, your character. Yep. So I think that's more important than selling, because over time, if your customers know more about you and they trust you, and that's when they will buy from you. So it's like you have been promoting this product for a year, but they still didn't buy. But suddenly they saw something that enhances your credibility, like maybe you have been featured in one in in a platform, and they saw you in the platform, so it increases the credibility. So anymore, like they immediately trust you and know you and like you, and also buy from you. So there's not much selling work there. So it's like yeah. Okay, so the second thing that I think is good about this email is it explains the benefits without affecting the flow of the email. Okay, let's see right here. Mm, yep, this part. Okay, besides no, there's an even more powerful way to use this concept. Something I very few I can think of do. Okay, especially in the direct response marketing world, a way that roots out the crazies, attracts the buyers and winners, and identify those who will be more likely to betray you, turn on you, and try to even bring your entire business crashing down. So okay, so this one sentence talks about three benefits. So the first benefits is to find out who's the crazies, which is uh who's who's the customer that you don't want to serve. So that attracting buyers and winners, which is your ideal dream client, dream customer. And the third one is identify who will be more likely to betray you and turn your business down. So the way he blend in his benefits into this one sentence without saying awkward words uh like those typical business, they say like something, they'll start off like something, how this can help you, then they will start putting bullets or and all these things. So instead of putting bullets that no one reads, he just make it in one sentence, and make it uh and put more verbs into it, like such as roots, attract, identifies, all this. So by putting into one sentence and adding some verbs into it, it it enhances the flow of the entire email, and also to increase the readership of it. Yep. Okay, so one thing that I think this email can improve is more connection between the copy and the subject line, specifically explaining why saying no businesses can have infinite joy and happiness. So one thing I realized about this subject line and the copy is that he talks about infinite joy and happiness, and then I didn't really see an obvious connection in his copy. So this is not a really like pinpointing anyone or anyone in in this video. I'm just stating my opinion about this email. Yeah, so correct me if you feel that I'm wrong or something. Yep, so that's all. And okay, so that's all for this today's breakdown email breakdown. Yep. Right, see you guys.